Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today carrying on with the radiator problem. Now you'll see in here that there is a radiator already in there. This one is also clogged. I was trying to repair the spare one I had. So today I'm going to take this one out and replace it with a brand new one. The box was a bit battered, but the radiator is undamaged, so hopefully this will be okay, and it looks to be the right one. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is take off the bottom hose. I've lost audio on this bit, so you'll have to put up with my voiceover. It's a bit awkward to get into the bottom hose, but it does come off. Right, now the top hose. That's got it, and then just got to break the seal using a screwdriver here just to push it back a little bit, break the seal, and that should come off quite easily. Just tuck that out the way. And that would be all the water, all the coolant hoses off. The bottom one's a bit of a pain to get off, but these two aren't too bad. Normal audio will be resuming in about 35 seconds or so. And now the oil cooler hoses. There's two hoses, one at the top, one at the bottom, both of which use a spanner on, and away you go. And this is the other side. This is the transmission cooler. This is the top one of the transmission cooler. The bottom one's really difficult to film, so you have to take my word for it. It takes about the same amount of time. Okay, now I've got to get the fan clutch off. And on this particular vehicle, it's a left-hand thread. So I'm going to use this big crescent wrench. I'm going to put it on the fan clutch like that, and then with a big hammer whack it clockwise. Also pressure on that. I think that's got it. You can see. Yeah. Now, before taking that fan clutch, the fan right off, the shroud has to come off, so you can remove them together. And what I've got here are the two screws. There's one here, this side, and one the other side. And just take those off. Right. And the fan shroud is now loose and ready to come off. So now what I'll do is unscrew the fan, taking care not to poke it through the radiator. Getting close. That's got it. And then just lift up. And the whole thing comes out. Fan clutch And now we're ready to remove the radiator. I don't think there's anything else holding it in apart from the two bolts at the top. Right, there are a couple of brackets. This nut here, this bolt rather, goes through to the back, and I've got to undo that one. Okay, and get the washer as well. Try not to drop that. I'll put them together so I don't lose them. And then we've got a bracket. Now I'll get the other one off first. Ah, there it is. And that's the bracket. That little hole there goes over the peg on the radiator. Now we need the other side off, which is exactly the same. And that's bracket number 2 off. Job jobbed. Now the radiator's loose, and the only thing I've got to do is lift it up and out. And to do that, the prop rod's in the way. Right, let's got rid of the prop rod and put this on there. It's balancing at the moment. I shall now lift this radiator right out. And it should come out the hole. And that's the radiator out. All I've got to do now is put the new one back in. New radiator going in. And there's pegs at the bottom, and they've got to line up. That's it. So that's the radiator back in. I'll put the prop rod back up now before the bonnet falls on my head. Now then, what we need now are the little brackets. They'll go back in. Get the old washer on there. Tighten that up. I'll tighten it right up at the moment. Put the other one in first. Okay. Very important to make sure you don't trap any wires. There's a small wire loom here on this side, and it's very important not to trap that wire. Okay, and that's it. The radiator's in. Put this on here. Put the bottom one on. Got all these hoses tight, so I'll put these rubber hoses back on now. So that's done. Just put this back on first. That's it. The bottom one to do, I can put the shroud and fan back on, and that's job done. Oh, there's two little hoses at the other side as well. Okay, now it's time for the fan shroud. It'll go down there. And the fan. And I shall see now if I can put some screws in this fan shroud. Get it nice and tight. That's good. Now the other side. Excellent. Just double check. Two hoses, these two pipes. Hose on the top, tight, tight at the bottom. Cap out. Don't lose the O-ring. And time for the coolant. Takes about 2 gallons, I think, this. Just open the other cap. Somewhere for the air to go, that is. One gallon. Next one. Should take about 3/4 of this, I should think. Keep an eye on the coolant reservoir here. It is coming up. Slowly but surely. With this system you leave an air gap at the top for the coolant to expand. And that's determined by the marker in the coolant reservoir. That is about that for there. Nice. A little look-see in there. Nearly there. That's about 1/4 of an inch away from it. So, time to reconnect the battery. And we're ready to go, hopefully. That's not touching anywhere. No. Ah! One thing I must do before I forget. That on there and give it a whack. It will tighten. That's it. As it's used, it'll tighten, but I don't want it flying off and going through the new radiator. Lovely. Okay, so it's about time to start this thing up. I'll just leave you on there for startup. Need the cap off the radiator at the moment, because it'll probably need a drop more. Well, that was successful, no leaks, excellent, nice, back on the road, and thank you very much for watching. Bye now.